Hello, Steve Arts 89 or Trickboy 89. I was responding to someone in my comments section, and I had a little bit of a think about this situation. I had a little bit of clarity, which I wanted to express. Basically, we have a lot of people, very conservative, right-leaning people, who are constantly putting down more progressive shows and basically just dismissing them as being bad writing or woke. Now, the bad writing thing is really a dog whistle. It's like anything that isn't conservative and conventional and something that I identify with or support is just wrong and bad. Well, that's bad writing. That's a badly written character because they do something I don't agree with. It's fairly blatant and fairly simple. And you see it all the time, and it's kind of fascinating how many people fall for it. Now, one issue that a lot of these shows have is they do ignore canon and things that are established that fans do value. This is a mistake in my opinion. You can do both. You can value these things and maintain them while still having progressive storylines and characters that don't sort of fit into the conventional assumptions. You can have, your strong women, your progressive characters, your gender non-conforming characters. You can have all those people and still, support the canon, like with Star Trek. You don't have to break the universe to have these characters. They already fit in. And that's one mistake that they do make. And that's something I got caught up on. And because they can point out the fact that these writers are breaking canon, they aren't respecting the established universes, it's very easy to then say, and they can't write and they do bad stories, when that part isn't real. So it took me a while to get that because I was seeing the genuine mistakes that people were pointing out. I assumed the other things they said, they believed as well. And you sort of come to realise that they don't believe that. They know that's not true. Because you look at conventional shows, they have just as flawed characters. They have just as nonsensical storylines and things that are just written because it's cool or because they want the person to do that or they want the show to go in that direction. Characters do stupid things just because they need that to happen so a story can happen. That's I don't know if it's bad writing, but either way it's everywhere and it's very normal. So I find it really lame when just all these people, they get their just tired old dog whistles out and say, oh, it's poorly written, it's bad writing, like Wakanda Forever. They're always bad writing. No, it's a story, apparently, I still haven't seen it, about, the mourning, particularly of a mother mourning a child and things like this that are real. And these people don't want to deal with real things like that because they can't handle real things like that. So they want the story to be simple and easy and, easily defined bad guy gets beaten by totally conventional, good guy. I mean, there are other stories than, the conventional hero's journey. There are other characters that we can explore and things. And men do have an emotional life, an internal emotional life, all these things that these shows explore because they are progressive and open-minded and want to do more than just, regurgitate the conventional basic stuff we've been seeing for a million years. They use that against them, and I just sort of was like, I wrote a very long reply. It was more like an essay. And I thought I need to make a video basically saying that because I thought that a bunch of times and I've said little things here and there in videos, but I'm not quite sure I ever really pointed that out as clearly as I sort of tried to then. So many of these woke shows aren't bad, aren't poorly written. They just don't conform to what these people expect, and their way of putting them down is to say that, and they know that people will hear that dog whistle and respond, and then other people who are naive will believe that because they don't realise what those people are doing, and they believe those people believe what they're saying. They trust them to tell the truth, and they think, well, it must be like that if they say that, and they don't actually look at it. And it took me a little while to realise, a couple of seasons in Case of Discovery, to realise these people do have their own story they're trying to tell. They do have that. They're not interested in showing Starfleet as just the militaristic, toxic, masculine version of Star Trek that other writers made Star Trek into, because Gene didn't write it that way. So I don't know, I just wanted to comment on that because it's getting really tiresome. Every time something like Wakanda Forever or something comes out that doesn't just do the conventional expected thing, it gets branded as bad. And it's so small-minded and sad. It's like anything outside of their little bubble is bad and has to just be destroyed because it threatens, their sense of normalcy and all of that. And you can go into all the psychological, issues there. But I want this to be a 5-minute video. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and don't listen. Don't be called by the dog whistles. They're everywhere.